Albert Brooks and Rob Reiner, now both 76, have been best friends since high school, having met in the drama club at Beverly Hills High School. Richard Dreyfuss was also in their class. Both were what might now be referred to as nepo babies in that both of their fathers had successful careers in comedy. Rob is son of the legendary Carl Reiner, creator of the Dick Van Dyke Show, and Albert the son of Harry Einstein. Yes. His real name is Albert Einstein, a radio comedian who found fame as a character called Parkyakarkus. Harry might have gone on to greater heights had he not suffered a fatal heart attack moments after his routine at a roast of Lucille and Desi Arnaz in 1958. 11-year-old Albert was in attendance that night. We learned those amazing facts and so many more on HBO's Albert Brooks, Defending My Life, a love letter from Reiner to Brooks premiering tonight at 8 p.m., which brings the two together in a restaurant booth to reminisce about the good old days while tracing the arc of Brooks' long and diverse career. We see him develop his voice as a stand-up, using props, a frog, understudying for an elephant, and high-concept scenarios, a mime who can't shut up, to deconstruct old-fashioned notions of comedy and show business. Brooks was meta before there was a word for it. Later, the documentary explores his film career, which mimicked that of Woody Allen's. Neurotic Jewish auteur grapples with sex and death, but did so in a milder, some might say more thoughtful, way that can only be described as Brooksian. The HBO project touches on films like 1981's Modern Romance, 1985's Lost in America, and 1991's Defending Your Life, an exploration of purgatory which co-starred Meryl Streep. It also touches upon his impressive body of acting for other writers and directors, which includes his Oscar-nominated role in 1987's Broadcast News. His voice work as Nemo's dad in 2003's Finding Nemo, and his villainous turn in 2011's Drive. The Hollywood Reporter caught up with Brooks and Reiner for a conversation about the ineffability of comedy, the dread of audience testing, and the call from Stanley Kubrick that changed Brooks' life. I love the documentary. First of all, what a great portrait of a beautiful friendship between the two of you. Very touching. And then, of course, Albert, your incredible career. Just one amazing chapter after the other. So, how come now? Where did this come from? Rob Reiner. I approached Albert when my dinner with Andre came out many years ago. I said, come on, you and I, we'll sit in the deli, and we'll talk, and it'll be my lunch with Albert. He didn't want to do it then. But then he said, okay, let's try it. Let's do it. So, we went and did it. Listen, we've known each other 60 years, and we're as close as any two people can be. We shared a house together and everything. I'm just glad he finally said, okay, let's try it. Albert Brooks, combining it with my career, made more sense. I was amazed that we could even find some of those old clips. Reiner, what I say in the film is true. I've always looked up to Albert. Just like what Judd Apatow says, he's the funniest man in the world. The hard part was his career is just packed with stuff. It's just hard to get everything in. Brooks, but the holy grail of all comedy is leave them wanting more. I imagine you guys have had a lot of conversations over the years about the mathematics or the science of comedy. Do you have theories about what makes something funny? Brooks, no. Reiner, we never talk about that stuff. It's just instinctive. Albert has an instinctive ability to find the comedy in something. Jonathan Winters could do that. Albert does that. Brooks, I did a piece for Esquire magazine in '71. Albert Brooks' famous school for comedians. Obviously, there was no such place, but we took pictures of campuses, and I had a 2-page comedy talent test to see if you were funny. And the whole purpose was, of course, that you can't be funny.